Healthy greetings from the Department of Health Center for Health Development, Caraga, and the Regional Nutrition Council. Mga kaigsuunan, kada Hulyo, we commemorate Nutrition Month, a reminder to us all on the importance of nutrition in achieving good health. Recently, we recognize that aside from wasting, an equally important indicator is stunting, to measure and determine good nutrition. The campaign this month is to catalyze action and to raise awareness on the impact of stunting physically, mentally, and socially. It has been determined by experts that the first 2 years of one's life determine the growth pattern. For this reason, the Department of Health launches the first 1,000 days program. This includes the whole length of the pregnancy plus the first 2 years of a child's life. So we encourage pregnant mothers to have a regular checkup and postnatal visits. We provide dietary supplements to pregnant women and children up to 2 years old, as we encourage exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months. Regular immunization should be observed, and well-baby clinics should be scheduled. This way, regular monitoring of weight and height can be recorded. I would also like to congratulate and thank our different LGUs for their support, ensuring that we have the resources to monitor the growth pattern, such as weighing scales and height boards. The Department of Health and NNC have been providing this, but we cannot give to all. We are counting on you guys for your help. We recognize also the efforts of our other stakeholders, the Central and Regional Nutrition Councils with their program coordinators and staff, ably supported by DOH, DA, DILG, and other national line agencies. The LGUs with their nutrition action officers, and most especially the barangay nutrition scholars, international agencies, private sector, NGOs, and the academe, all working together to bring the services down to the barangay levels. All of us are aware of the present health crisis, the COVID-19 pandemic, mga nasod sa tibuok kalibutan na apektuhan. More than ever, it has been determined that nutrition plays a very important preventive measure, as well as preventing the spread due to strengthened immune system. As we deliver our services, my friends, let us not forget to observe the minimum health protocol against COVID-19. Mga kaigsuunan, usbon ko ang akong pag-auhag kaninyong tanan sa pagsuporta sa atong mga programa sa panglawas o pagtinabangay sa usag-usa aron atong mabuntog ang malnutrisyon, ingon man usab ang COVID-19. So makausapa, gihangyo ko kamong tanan sa hiniusang tingog pagdeklarar, Batang Pinoy, sana tol. Iwas stunting, iwas COVID-19, sama all. We heal as one. Daghang kayong salamat ug maayong adlaw kanatong tanan.
For decades, the number of hungry people had been declining. This isn't true anymore. Today, achieving the zero hunger goal by 2030 is becoming more challenging. More than 820 million people still do not have enough to eat. Hunger is increasing in many countries where economic growth is lagging, particularly in middle-income countries. Rising unemployment and declining wages and incomes are challenging people's access to nutritious foods and essential services such as healthcare. Income inequality is rising in many of the countries where hunger is on the rise, making it even more difficult for the poor to cope with economic slowdowns. Conflict and climate change are also driving hunger. Unless greater investments and more targeted efforts are made to address these drivers, we will not meet the goal of ending hunger. The Zero Hunger goal is not simply to eradicate hunger, but to ensure that all people have access to safe, nutritious, and sufficient food, and to end all forms of malnutrition. This year's State of Food Security and Nutrition in the World 2019 report goes beyond hunger. For the first time, it provides estimates of the people who face uncertainties about obtaining food, the moderately food insecure. Today, over 2 billion people do not have regular access to safe, nutritious, and sufficient food, a problem that affects people not only in low and middle-income countries, but also in high-income countries. The chances of being food insecure are higher for women than men in every continent, with the largest gap in Latin America. Too many children suffer from low birth weight or stunted growth. At the same time, no region is exempt from the epidemic of overweight and obesity. Overweight and obesity have increased in all regions, particularly among school-aged children and adults. But obesity is not the opposite of hunger. They can actually be linked. There are many reasons for this. First, fresh nutritious foods are often more costly and less available than highly processed foods, high in fats and sugars. Another reason is that the stress of living with uncertain access to food and food restrictions can cause physiological changes that increase the risk of overweight and obesity. And lastly, a malnourished child has a higher risk of obesity later in life. There are other repercussions of malnutrition. The economic costs of malnutrition are staggering. Obesity alone could cost $2 trillion annually in lost economic productivity and healthcare costs worldwide. And undernutrition would reduce gross domestic product by up to 11% in Africa and Asia. Our food systems are broken, and unless bolder actions are taken soon, humanity is at grave risk of seeing a continued rise in rates of hunger, obesity, and diet-related chronic diseases. To fix our food system, we must work together. Our actions must be focused on collaboration, stretching across borders from agriculture, food, health and water to education, social protection, and economic policies. Countries need to integrate food security and nutrition into broader efforts to reduce poverty and gender inequalities. Ending hunger and all forms of malnutrition by 2030 is an immense challenge, but with real political commitment, bolder actions, and the right investments, zero hunger is still achievable.
Hello, hello, mayong hapon, good afternoon sa inyong tanan. Okay, yan. Hello once again, good afternoon and welcome sa atong another episode of our Guess the Word and Win Nutri Game of the National Nutrition Council, Caraga, no? Still, no, on our last week, yan, on our last week of our 46th Nutrition Month celebration. But as we've always tell everybody that Nutrition Month and its advocacy for good nutrition and good nutrition practices does not end on July, but it goes whole year round. Yes, and we are happy that there are still a lot of our live streamers that continuously participating with our Nutri Game every day. Ayan. So, ingon si Miss Honey, wala lagi clue number 2, sir. Okay, so we will explain later. One of our DTI representative will explain nga nung walay clue number 2. Ayan, so Miss Honey, nga nung walay clue number 2, we will explain later on. And, ingon si Sir KD, okay, kani ka mga abangers na always winner pod. Ingon si Sir KD, happy Monday sa inyo, sir. Ayan, happy Monday pod, Sir KD. And also, good afternoon to Ma'am Christine Joy Levy Calianta. Ayan. Okay, we are sorry na kita pwede magdawat na sa inyong answers once we start with our live, kay para nakaset na ang atong candidates. Okay? Nakaset na atong candidates for our random 2 selection. So, nakaset na to siya. Anyway, we are happy that there are numerous who got the correct answer sa atong guess the word. Ayan. Internet. Ayan, okay. So, gikan na basakan ma'am ay sayang kayo. Anyway, ma'am, napatay 4 remaining days. Ayan. So, you can still join with our Nutri Games. And before we reveal our word, okay, so shout out muna sa ating mga partners in our nutrition program. Okay, so our nutrition action officers, mga ma'am and sir, thank you, and we hope na mag-share na ang atong mga nutrition action officers with our live streams, okay, para mas daghan pa from Caraga region nga maka-join sa atong Nutri Games. Also with our nutrition program coordinators in the different LGUs in Caraga region, and also shout out special mention sa atong mga nutrition committees headed by our local chief executives, our governors, mayors, and punong barangays, who heads our nutrition committees and is always in command para sa atong nutrition program implementation. And also, shout out po sa atong mga nutrition focal persons in the different national government agencies, NGAs, all throughout in Caraga region. So we know that the National Nutrition Council at the national and regional level, it is chaired by the Department of Health and co-chaired by the Department of Agriculture and Department of Interior and Local Government. And also, we have also from the different departments, from DOLE, DSWD, DPWH, DBM, PIA, yan. Also from DICT, we also have from DAR, yan, from DAR, and PPA, also our media partners, TV and radio and in print media, also from DepEd, So thank you so much for your continuous support with our nutrition month campaign. Okay, ingon si Miss Honey, sir, month end naman, na culmination ani. Okay, yes, na culmination ani, ma'am, we will be sending you messages. Okay, so labi na sa atong mga abangers, o katong mga high honors. Okay, so katong mga tag 800 na ang load diha, kumusta mo diha? Atong mga tag 500 na ang load diha. Okay, Also, good news. Very good news. Maybe bagyod na. Good news gini siya actually, no. Tomorrow, no. We hopefully, no, with the efforts of Ma'am Jom, and ang paglinya-linya ugma ni Ma'am Vina sa Land Bank. Hopefully na tomorrow, sa tanan na to mga winners, you will be receiving all of your load prizes tomorrow. Yan! Woo! Okay, so para ma-excite sila sir, no, para maka-receive na yan. So pamugas level na yan, okay? So congratulations sa atong mga winners. We have nasa atong mahiwagang papel, no? Ang atong first 3 winners. Yan, first 3 winners. So unsa man gid atong word for today? Yan. So again, as usual, we will be revealing the word. But before we announce the winners, natay a little bit of short discussion, no? Short discussion, a little bit na short pag yun, no? Short discussion with our word of the day. Of course, no, para dili lang winning, napoy learning. Ayan, always. Ayan. So, are you ready? Okay. For our word of the day, no? Reveal of our word of the day. And watch out atong mga naka-correct sa answer. Ayan. Okay, with who followed also the mechanics, no, tagging 5 friends, you're qualified for our random 2 selection. Ayan. So ready na. Okay. So before we reveal, later on, no, I will be joined by our supervisor, no, supervising officer in the technical division and of the National Nutrition Council Caraga, Ma'am Leia Vina Vargas. So both of us will be discussing unsa ang atong word of the day. Yan. Okay, so ready na daw sila, ma'am. Okay, so later on, okay, for a while ha, nalay i-fix gamay. Yan. Okay, ingon si Lady Joanna Gilo, audience rajud mi ani sir. Ay kabala ka ma'am, no? Sa ako pang giingon, learning outweighs the winning. Tinuod ba? Yeah. Tinuod ba mga bangers? Mas importante ang learning kaysa sa winnings. Of course, importante gid kayo, no, ang learning, no? Kay kani siya bisan og wala nay premyuhay, no, ang atong na-gain nga knowledge, no, magpabilin diha sa ato. Yan. Grabe ka mga laglo mo, no, magpabilin diha kanato ang atong mga nakutlok, no, all of our learnings, no, and we hope na the learnings would be applied appropriately. Ayan, ingon si Miss Honey, tama. Okay, tama na gyud. Second demotion dayon, Miss Honey, kay daogan ra ba kayo ka. Okay, so are we ready? Ayan. Our word for today is no 9-letter word. Okay. And due to our focus group discussion, yan, wala namin nag-decide nag-decide namin nga dili na namo i-reveal ang second word because it would be very very obvious. And I mean the second clue, no? Very very obvious and numerous naman pod ang nakatubag og insakto. Ayan. So very very good sa atong mga okay. Ayan, so ang atong word for the day is tanjadadang. Atong word for the day is framework. Ayan. Woohoo! Mga binayran. Framework ang atong word of the day. Ayan. So, framework. Okay, framework. Okay, actually, ang atong second clue is a basic structure underlying a system, concept, or text, no? Atong first, no? A system of rules, ideas, or beliefs, no? Especially in the context of planning. Ayan. So, framework is our word of the day. And this afternoon, we will be discovering, no, the program framework, no, of the overall plan of action for nutrition, no? Or what we call the Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition 2017-2022, no? PPAN 2017-2022. So may relationship with the word framework with our ongoing celebration of the 2020 Nutrition Month. Okay, so in the previous weeks, no, especially in the first and second week, we've discussed, no, uh, the causes or the types of malnutrition, the focus of our Nutrition Month celebration, which is about stunting, a form of malnutrition, and what are the causes of stunting or that form of malnutrition. And we've also presented, no, the different irreversible consequences of stunting the children, no? And this week we will be focusing on the different plans, no, or the program framework na we see as the solution to the malnutrition, the double burden of malnutrition in the Philippines, specifically in the Philippines, no, because the PPAN 2017-2022 is very specific, no, in the implementation, no, to address the problem of malnutrition in the Philippines. So are we ready? So I guess Ma'am Bina is now also ready. So please help me welcome Nutrition Officer 2, Leah Vina P. Vargas.
Woohoo! Hello guys! Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for tuning in sa ating National Nutrition Council NutriGame. Okay, so I would like to discuss with you unsa ng framework and how important the yung pong framework when it comes to nutrition programs.
Yeah. So, magpuli-puli minimum mag-discuss. So, mag-start si Ma'am later sa katong actual good na PPAN framework. So, I will be starting the discussion and the second half would be with Ma'am Dina. So, we hope that as we continue the discussion, napatay daghan pang na yan. So, we have what we call PPAN 2017-2022 or the Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition 2017-2022. No? So this is a 6-year plan to address, no, that lays down the different actions for nutrition. And by the way, before we continue, we know that you are noticing na merong murag gatingog sa background, no, murag unsa pa na diha. Actually, near our building, no, there's an ongoing flattening of the curve. Naatay. Yes. May ongoing construction. So, we hope you'd understand, no, because that is beyond our control. But anyway, we'll see to it that makadungog mo, no, sa among discussion. Yan. So, sa PPAN, panalo ang bayan. Why panalo ang bayan with the Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition, no? For 2017-2022. So this fits, no, the term of the current president, no, or the administration, no, that started with the year 2017 and would end, no, on year 2022. So we are expecting results, no, after this PPAN 2017-2022 plan implementation, no, to address the different issues when it comes to malnutrition, no, that we plan to end, no, or to reduce. I mean, to reduce the incidence of the different, no, laid out na mga plan of action to combat malnutrition. So this is the program framework. Okay, the PPAN 2017-2022. Again, PPAN means Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition 2017-2022. Ayan, so marami tayong gustong ma-achieve by the end of 2022. So we would like to significantly reduce the forms of malnutrition in the Philippines. So this is the program framework. Kaya ang ating word for the day is framework. No, this is the program framework that lays down the different, no, solutions that we intend to do, our actions for nutrition para ma-end natin or ma-reduce ang malnutrition sa Pilipinas. Yan. So the enemy, malnutrition. Yan. Ang ating enemy po is malnutrition, because we've extensively discussed in the past weeks, no, the irreversible and the bad result of malnutrition to the individual, to his or her family, to his or her community, and to the nation, and for global development also. So marami po siyang kaakibat na magiging hindi kaaya-ayang result. No? Kaya sinasabi natin na the enemy is malnutrition. So again, stunting, or short for age, putot or bansot, no? Nakikita natin na in the 2015 the National Nutrition Survey, there is about 33.4% or 4.6 million children under 5 years old na bansot or putot or stunted. So in the picture, it shows, no, na there are two child of about the same age, no. On the left is age 41 months and on the right is 43 months. But they significantly differ in their height. So yung nasa kaliwa na mas bata, 41 months lang, ay 98 centimeters na. Samantalang yung nasa kanan, 43 months na, mas matanda ng 2 buwan kaysa nung nasa kaliwa, pero siya ay 85.7 centimeters lamang. Halos magkasing edad in terms of months, pero maliban na siya ay payat, siya rin ay stunted. Yan. Also, we have wasting or thin for height. Niwang kaayo, sobrang payat. Again, in the 2015 NNS, there are about 7% or 1 million children na masyadong payat or niwang kaayo. Now, we know na you've already you have seen pictures or actual, no, situation of children who are very, very wasted, no, severely wasted. Kagaya nung nasa isang picture, no, nakikita na natin yung ribs ng isang bata dahil sa sobrang payat niya, yung mga buto niya. And one also of the effects of this, na meron tayong edematous na lower extremities, kaya nakikita natin sa picture, no, because ayan, may yung fluids, no, na meron na tayong fluid shifting na nangyayari dahil merong muscle wasting. Yan, because napakapayat po ng bata. Also, we have other forms of undernutrition, what we call the micronutrient malnutrition. When we have deficiencies in vitamin A and iron, no? Meron tayong iron deficiency, anemia, and iron deficiency disorders, and also hunger and food security. So, if you remember, no, meron tayong naging discussion with food fortification and supplementation, no? With regards to the topic of micronutrient malnutrition. Yan, okay. Also, we have overweight and obesity. Mataba. Yan. Baka maraming matamaan dyan, okay? Overweight and obesity. In the 2015 NNS, there are about 4% or 500,000 children under 5 na masyadong mataba, no? Not appropriate for their height and for their age also. And for adolescents, we have 9% or 3 million adolescents. Just imagine, no? Napakaraming adolescents, 3 million, no, overweight and obese. And ito po, sad reality, 33% or 18 million adults, 18 million po ang overweight and obese, o mataba o masyadong mataba, no? Hindi na po appropriate ang kanilang timbang sa kanilang tangkad, no? Marami po tayong nakikita nito sa ating community, and we hope, no, that by advocating for good nutrition at sa lahat po nating nale-learn during our online Nutri-Games, ay sila po ay ating matulungan, no, in terms of awareness, para po sila po ay mahikayat, no, for for healthy living. Ayan, for healthy living. Kasi nga napakarami pong nakaakibat na NCDs or non-communicable diseases. Pag tayo po ay overweight, no, we are risk for coronary artery disease, also hypertension. Napakarami po ng cases, no, na diabetic or meron po tayong cases of diabetes, no, and also very very prone po dahil we expect, no, that these individuals would be hypertensive and also mataas yung level ng cholesterol, no, which they're at higher risk, no, or greater risk for stroke or cerebrovascular accident. Ayan, so napaka-importante po na mabawasan po natin. Again, imagine 18 million po ang adults na masyadong mataba, overweight or obese. So stunting among children under 5 by single age, nakikita po natin na ang prevalence po or percentage ng ating mga stunted children starting from the year 2013 or comparing the years 2013 and 2015, no, because these are the years, no, that the National Nutrition Service was conducted. Nakikita po natin, no, pataas ang ating bilang ng mga bata under 5, no, na stunted, no. Sila po, kung hindi na-explain po natin, no, in the previous episode, na nakita po natin, no, na when the child enters the 3 years old, mahirap na po na i-address. Though sabi, no, ng ating mga eksperto and also in one of the radio interviews of Dr. Jose R. Lacuna, no, our Director 4 of DHCHD Caraga, and also our OIC Regional Nutrition Program Coordinator in Caraga, no, sinabi niya na though there is a growth spurt, no, in the adolescence years, by looking at the nutritional status of the child, no, looking after the nutritional status of the child, especially in the first 1,000 days, makikita natin yung growth pattern ng bata. So if in the first 2 years of life, no, severely deprived or there is a chronic food deprivation for the child, and if he or she is stunted, we would expect, no, we could already see the growth pattern that in the future he or she might experience the irreversible consequences of stunting and or specifically in general the malnutrition. So pag hindi po ito natutukan at na-address, we could see na marami pong magiging hindi kaaya-aya or unintended na mga results of malnutrition. Kaya napaka-importante po na in this first 1,000 days, no, paulit-ulit natin kinakampaign. We really have to do something. And so again, the first 1,000 days is a very critical, no, 1,000 days of life of the child. So there are 3 stages for this first 1,000 days. No, we have pregnancy, which is 270 days. And also we have a first year, no, or the infancy, we have the 365 days. And the second year or toddlerhood, we have 365 days, no, composing of all. In total, we have for 1,000 days. So we explained, no, or we've explored extensively, but we will be reviewing again. So the power of 1,000 days. May power pala ang 1,000 days, no? Hopefully, tayong lahat ay mai-empower of our learning for this afternoon. No? The right nutrition in the 1,000 days between a woman's pregnancy and her child's second birthday builds the foundation for a child's ability to grow, learn, and thrive. Okay, in the pregnancy stage, yung sinasabi natin na pregnancy stage, it is very important that is in this stage, there are 2 components. 3 components, I mean. We have first, the mother should complete, no, at least, so not below 4 times, no, 4 times of prenatal checkup. Yan, prenatal checkup. I've heard in one of the radio media outlets in Caraga region, there was a report, no, not so long ago, parang last week lang ata, no, na meron pong kapapanganak pa lamang na bata at nung siya ay iniluwal ng kanyang ina ay wala na pong buhay ang bata. Bakit? Ah, una pong tinanong sa kanya, marami pong rason, no, kung bakit nawala yung buhay ng bata. Pero una pong tinanong sa ina nung sila ay dumating sa birthing clinic ay meron po bang record ng prenatal check-up, no? Ang sabi po ng ina, ni isang beses po ay hindi po siya nakapag prenatal check-up. So wala pong naging monitoring nung naging progress ng pregnancy ng ina. Hindi ho siya parang tinanggihan ho siya ng birthing clinic at na-refer sa isang malapit na ospital at doon na with further investigation, kulang po sa aruga ang ina. Okay. So kasama na po ang malnutrition doon kasi deprived po yung bata, hindi po siya na-check, hindi na-monitor. So importante pong component ng pregnancy stage yan. Also, very important is the iron folic supplementation that would be taken, no, of the mother. So kailangan po ng iron and folic, no, importante po yun sa bata at importante din po ito sa ina. Also, complementary feeding for the mother. Importante po na yung ina ay well-fed din po, no? Kasi ang ina po ang nagbibigay ng nutrient sa bata. So kung ang mother po ay kulang na sa pagkain, how much more po yung bata. So yung three main components po ng ating pregnancy. With the infancy, that is birth to 6 months. So pagpanganak until 6 months, isa lang po ang component na inilagay dyan. Okay? Yung exclusive breastfeeding. Okay? Exclusive breastfeeding po. Breast milk lang po ang kailangang ibigay sa bata the first 6 months outside of the mother's womb. Okay? So kailangan po wala pong ibang ibigay sa bata. Breast milk lamang. Pwede bang tubig? Hindi. Kasi sinasabi natin na yung breast milk is complete food. Okay? Breast milk is superfood for babies. Not only is it the best nutrition an infant can get, but it also serves as the first immunization against illness and disease. Kasi meron po tayong component na sinasabi na colostrum which is rich in antibodies. And the next po na component ng ating first 1,000 days or stage is the toddlerhood. Yan. That is from 6 months to 2 years. No? Dalawa po ang component ng ating toddlerhood which is the introduction, no, of complementary feeding with continuous breastfeeding. Yan, continuous po hanggang 2 years and even beyond. And micronutrient supplementation. Yan, so kung meron po tayo dun sa vitamin A and micronutrient powder. So kailangan po yun para ma-complement po ang pangangailangan ng bata na hindi na po maibigay or kulang na yung sa breast milk. Yan. Though continue pa rin yung breast milk for 2 years and beyond. So yung first 1,000 days po natin. Ayan. So why it is powerful? Why we explain the power or we present to you the power of our first 1,000 days? Again, 10 times more, no, na malabanan yung mga childhood diseases. And also, because hindi sakitin si baby, he or she has ability, no, to complete 4.6 more grades in school. And because of that, nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral, dahil healthy si baby, in the future, he or she go to earn 21% more in wages and would tend to have healthier families. So just imagine, no, kaya naging powerful. So we also presented this, no, and the first 24 months is critical for the brain development. So nakikita natin na on the left is a healthy brain scan compared to a stunted child. Ito po yung naging brain scan niya on the right. Kulang po ng brain mass. Yan. Kulang ng mga brain connections. So, yung capacity ng bata, hindi po natin maximize. Yan. Also, this is also one example of a brain scan. So, yun nga, 40% less brain mass. So, pag kulang po ang development or kulang po ng brain mass, yung temporal lobe, which is responsible for the perception, comprehension, memory, and language of the child, so yung learning ng bata at yung ability niya to thrive also would be reduced. So mas madali po siyang makakalimutin, mahirap maka-learn ng new language at makahirap makaintindi rin. So, marami pong irreversible na magiging effect ng stunting and or chronic food deprivation sa bata. So now, for our main discussion with regards for our word of the day, to discuss the malnutrition framework in the Philippines. Yan. Ito po ay ginawa with in consultation with the different departments, agencies, functionaries in the government to holistically address the problem of malnutrition in the Philippines. So, framework, malnutrition framework, our program framework to combat nutrition, and to discuss to us the malnutrition framework in the Philippines, the malnutrition causes and consequences. 13 years. Yan. So please help me welcome to present to us the malnutrition framework. Again, Nutrition Officer 2, Ma'am Leia Vina P. Vargas.
Thank you very much, Sir Rafael, for the discussion. Okay, so here we are. We'd like to show you the malnutrition framework. So what are the causes and consequences of malnutrition? So may mga tanong na bakit kulang timbang, ano kaya ang mga concerns ng family, ano kaya yung mga dahilan, bakit malnourished ang isang bata. So let's look at through nganong naamantay mga problema sa malnutrition o unsay mahitabo kung naay malnutrition sa atong community. So we have here, sa malnutrition po natin, ang basic causes at the society level. Kung iisipin po natin, ano po ba yung epekto ng mga problema natin sa society, sa ating pamilya, lalong-lalo na sa mga kabataan. Feeling natin yung mga bata, hindi naman siya affected kasi wala naman siyang trabaho when it comes to society. Pero, kung iisipin po natin, yung family po is very, yung pong working person po doon sa family, kung maliit po ang kita niya, so maapektuhan po ang kanyang family and also their children. So, basic causes at societal level, access to natural capital such as the land, water, and clean air. So, meron po ba tayong mga access nito na sa lupa? Pwede po ba tayong magtanim? Malinis po ba yung tubig? Malinis po ba yung hangin? So, kung marumi po ang tubig at ang hangin, we are more prone to diseases. Then, how about po sa markets? Yung pong ating mga palengke, malapit po ba sa bahay natin o malayo? Magkano po ba yung pamasahe? Kasi po kung malaki o kung mahal po yung pamasahe natin, so makukuhaan po yung budget natin na para sana sa pagkain, mapupunta sa pamasahe. How about po sa education? Are the children able to go to school? O hindi po? The support network, sino po yung tumutulong sa family para po magkaroon po ng maayos na buhay or pangkabuhayan. Are they also registered sa PhilHealth or are they PhilHealth member? Kung magkasakit po ba sila, meron po bang mga insurance or yung members sa PHIC that will assist them with their bills. Then infrastructure, dun po sa ating community, meron po bang mga tulay, maayos na daan, o mahirap po yung daanan. Kasi po minsan, pag-iisipin po natin, yung pong daan is very important, especially when transporting foods and other goods. Kung example po, dito sa isang lugar natin na yung kalsada, hindi maganda, laging nababahaan, di ba? Minsan malaki pa yung pamasahe. Parang mas mahal po yung pamasahe pag pangit po yung daanan. Transportation, meron pong mga pamasahe na 1,000 pesos, pupunta ka lang sa syudad, mahal-mahal. Back and forth, 2,000. Na-experience po namin yun pag pupunta ka sa field. Yung barangay, ma'am, magkano po ba pamasahin ninyo? Naku, sir, 1,000 pesos, parang hirap po yung transportation. Then employment. Maganda po ba yung employment rate po ng isang lugar? Marami po bang employed? Or maraming unemployed? Meron din po bang ma-underemployed? How about po sa technology? Then information marketing. And aside from that, we have the cultural and social norms. Fiscal and trade policies, mga policies sa isang LGU or sa isang lugar, yung pong agricultural system or the food system, urbanization, climate change, pollution, political stability, and security. Yung pong pagkakaroon po ng peace and order sa isang lugar, maayos na peace and order, it will also affect the nutritional status of the children and our family. Then, if those things hindi po maayos, what will happen to our household or family? So, kung may problema tayo sa society natin, it will lead to insufficient supply and access to food. So, example po, magulo sa isang lugar, marami pong mga kaguluhan. So, it will be difficult for the family to have their food on the table. So, there will be insufficient supply and access to healthy food. And then, kung ang family po is laging, or the parents, masyadong busy sa kanilang trabaho, dahil kailangan po nilang maglagay ng pagkain sa table, so hindi na po nila naalagaan ng maayos ang kanilang mga anak. So there will be inadequate care and feeding practices and behavior. O kaya po yung mga magulang po ay nalululong sa bisyo, so yung pong pag-aalaga sa kanilang mga anak ay maapektuhan. Then aside from that, yung pong poor water access, ang sanitation, food safety, and inadequate health services. So napaka-importante po ng ating environmental sanitation when it comes to health and nutrition. Then aside from that, how about the health facilities? Are they accessible? Yung pong mga personnel po ng ating health facilities, kayang-kaya po bang tugunan ang pangangailangan ng community when it comes to health concerns? Then if those things are naapektuhan po ang household or the family, syempre maapektuhan po ang bawat membro ng pamilya, lalong-lalo ng ating mga anak. So what will happen if those things are affecting our family? So for the children, pwedeng maaari pong kulang na po yung kanilang food intake. So there will be poor dietary intake. Not just the quantity, hindi lang po sa dami, but also the quality. Then, example po, inadequate care. Yun nga, nasa trabaho si nanay at si tatay, hindi naalagaan ng maayos. So, ang mangyayari po sa bahay, the older children will take good care of their younger siblings. So, ang pagkain po ay hindi po maayos na matutugunan ng older siblings sa kanyang mga manghod or nakakababatang kapatid. So, there will be inadequate care, then poor dietary intake. Then also, aside from that, dahil po sa technology ngayon, isipin po natin na sa bahay lang tayo, nanonood ng TV, so there will be physical inactivity or sedentary lifestyle. Then, for ang sanitation, there will be diseases. Okay, so yun po ang mangyayari sa immediate causes of malnutrition. So what will be the outcome kung tayo po from the society level, hindi po maayos, madumi ang kapaligiran, mangyayari po sa household level, ganun affected po tayong lahat, ang ating household, ang ating bahay, ang ating barangay, ang ating mga anak. So the outcome will become malnutrition. So it could be overnutrition, unbalanced intake, o kaya po undernutrition. So hindi lang po ang mga anak natin, but also the mothers. Kasi po, lalo na yung mga nanay, di ba, pag kahit hindi po nagbubuntis, tayong mga magulang, as parents, so ang nangyayari po, we are prioritizing our children, so magkakaroon din po ng maternal undernutrition. So what are the consequences of malnutrition? So ano po yung magiging kalabasan kung ang ating pamilya, ang ating mga anak ay malnourished? So some of the consequences includes non-communicable diseases. So yung po ating mga NCDs. Cancer, diabetes, then renal failure or renal diseases. So yun po, mga NCDs, diabetes. Then poor reproductive health. Okay, so yung pong reproductive health natin maapektuhan din. Then there could also lead to premature mortality. So NCDs leads to premature mortality kung lalo-lalong hindi maagapan. Then reduced fertility, physical disability, and social isolation. Kasi po, nahihiya po tayo dahil meron tayong mga sakit or hindi na tayo nakaka-join sa mga physical activities kasi madali na tayong hingalin o kaya po mataas ang BP natin so kailangan magpahinga. So there will be isolations or social isolation. And then also, the malnutrition could also lead to mortality, morbidity from infections and disabilities. Then for children, there will be suboptimal adult height, poor cognitive ability, so affected yung brain development and growth ng bata. Then low economic and work productivity. So yung pong bata na hindi po nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral o kaya po limited po yung kanyang educational access o kaya po yung kanyang ability, it could also lead to low economic and work productivity, then poor reproductive outcomes. So those are the consequences of malnutrition that will lead to intergenerational consequences, hindi lang po sa ating mga anak ang magiging problema. So, pwede pong mamana po yun ng ating mga apo, yung pong malnutrition, like po ng ating kahirapan. So, there will be intergenerational consequences that will happen kung hindi po natin i-stop po hindi po natin matutulungan ang family with malnourished children. So, kaya po tayo nandito is para po to assist those family na matulungan po yung kanilang mga sarili to improve their livelihood, yung po sa bahay po nila, yung po mga access to food, healthy food, and others, para po mag-improve po yung kanilang health and nutritional status. And then we also have the PPAN 2017 to 2022. So it is the framework for nutrition action. So dito po sa PPAN, nakapaloob po dito yung outcome targets and sub-outcome targets na kailangan po natin i-achieve para po mag-improve ang nutritional status, hindi lang po ng Caraga region, but also the entire Philippines. So the Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition, it is kasabay po ito ng termino ng ating presidente. So 2017 to 2022. It also have guiding principles that will help us to understand more how important is good nutrition and the different strategic thrusts that will help us achieve our targets. And aside from that, meron din pong mga programs na laid out para po maging po natin what can be done para po ma-address ang malnutrition. So this is the framework that will help us understand ano po ba yung importance ng PPAN 2017 to 2022. So what will be the result if we are helping each other or we're working together to achieve our goals. So meron po tayong tatlong klase ng programa sa PPAN. So ito po yung nutrition-specific programs, nutrition-sensitive programs, and enabling programs. If these programs are being implemented, yung pong sabay-sabay po or simultaneous po na ini-implement doon po sa local level, from the region to the provinces and cities up to barangay level, what will happen if all these programs are being implemented? So there will be reduced nutritionally at-risk pregnant women dahil po may programa para sa kalusugan para sa mga pregnant mothers. So which includes yung pong prenatal services, mga micronutrient supplementation, among others. Then, if the maternal health are being improved or na-improve po yun, there will be also improvement in the birth outcomes. So there will be reduced low birth weight. And aside from that, the mothers are also encouraged to breastfeed their babies from birth up to 6 months exclusively. Then after 6 months po, there will be improved complementary feeding. So alam na po natin kung ano yung complementary feeding. Ito po yung pagbibigay ng masusustansyang pagkain para po sa ating anak in addition po sa breast milk. And then, there will be also improved food intake in the family. Dahil po itong mga programang ito ay malaking tulong para po mag-improve ang ating nutrition situation, hindi lang po sa community, pati na rin po sa bahay at individually. Then, if those things happen, what will happen to our malnutrition sa nutritional status po? So, there will be reduced wasting among children below 5 years old, reduced stunting among children under 5 years old, then reduce micronutrient deficiencies, and there will be improved situation in overweight and obesity that will lead to the achievement of Philippine Development Plan goal. So, meron pong foundation for inclusive growth, a high-trust society, and a globally competitive knowledge economy that will help us lead to sustainable development goals. So yan po ang ating PPAN 2017 to 2022 that will help us achieve our SDGs or Sustainable Development Goal. So here are the different nutrition-specific programs o yung pong mag-a-address sa immediate causes of malnutrition. So we have 8 nutrition-specific programs. Number 1 is the infant and young child feeding. So dito po, ito pong programang ito ay tumutulong sa mga nanay para po maturuan sila or magkaroon po ng knowledge and improve skills in feeding their children or their youngs. Then we also have integrated management of acute malnutrition that will help po yung pong mga batang malnourished or yung wasted children na para po mag-improve ang kanilang nutritional status. Also, National Dietary Supplementation Program para po sa below 5 years old and of course, the pregnant mothers. So sa pregnant mothers po na National Dietary Supplementation Program or yung pong feeding program po among pregnant mothers, based po sa study, the feeding program that will greatly affect po or improve the birth outcomes of the mother, especially po sa weight ng bata, is during the 3rd trimester. So, 7, 8, 9 months, doon po yung feeding program that will help improve po yung birth outcomes po o yung pong timbang ng mga babying ipapanganak. Then, we also have micronutrient supplementation, vitamin A, iron folic acid, multiple micronutrient powder, and zinc, which is available at the health center and also in schools. Then, mandatory food fortification, yung iodized salt, flour with vitamin A, among others. The nutrition in emergencies, in which the local government units, meron pong mga capacity building for mainstreaming nutrition and protection during emergencies. Then, of course, our overweight, obesity management and prevention program, kasabay po nito ang pag-manage po ng non-communicable. So, kung titingnan po natin, so example po nito, ito po yung promotion po ng ating tamang nutrisyon para sa sanggol. Okay. So, tamang nutrition. So, simulan sa pagpapakain sa ika-6 na buwan. So, dapat ano pong pagkain ang ibibigay po? It should be thick enough to stay in. Then, we also have the, so yan po, IYCF. Karoon po sila ng knowledge and skills on feeding their youngs or young children. Then, meron din po tayo mga advocacies, mga compliance on milk code during health emergencies. And then, we also have the promotion of IYCF. So, yung pong ginagawa natin po na we are promoting good nutrition, part of infant and young child feeding programs. Okay. And aside from that, we have the, meron po tayong every August, actually, kinakandak po ito.
Okay, for a while, meron po tayong konting technical difficulties, no? At saka internet problem po. So, ayan. So, we're back with Ma'am Bina.
Okay. So, meron po mga IYCF promotion po, even sa workplaces and public places. So, before, we are conducting Healthy Lifestyle and First 1,000 Days campaign on different target groups. So, ang nakandak po namin dati, we were promoting sa ating mga senior citizens, our grandparents, dahil malaki din po yung influensya nila sa ating buhay, ang ating mga lolo at lola, di ba? Yung ating mga in-laws, malaki yung kanilang influence sa atin when it comes to feeding our babies and our young children. So, meron din po sa mga teachers na ginagawa namin na Healthy Lifestyle and First 1,000 Days campaign, which is part of the promotion of IYCF. And then, we also have the multimedia support to IYCF. Yung ginagawa po natin ngayon is an example of multimedia support to infant and young child feeding. So, meron din po kaming mga nutrition education class or nutrition school on the air, and then mga radio plugs and TV plugs when it comes to IYCF. And then, by August po sana, ito po yung ating breastfeeding month. So every August, meron po tayong tinatawag na hakab na. It is being facilitated by our breastfeeding nanay sa Caraga. But unfortunately, due to COVID-19, wala po muna tayong hakab na. But hopefully, by next year, magkakaroon po tayo ng ulit ng hakab na, in which magkakaroon po ito na sabayang pagpapasuso ng mga breastfeeding nanays. Okay, so marami po kaming nanays last year na nag-attend ng hakab na. Hindi lang po nanays ang invited, but also the father to show their full support to their breastfeeding mommies or wives. And then we have the different training of hospital personnel on lactation management. So yung pong mga doctors, the nurses, the hospitals, tinatrain po sila para po mag-promote sila ng breastfeeding, especially sa mga bagong panganak. Then hopefully, meron din po mga milk banks in the provincial hospitals. So sana maka-establish din tayo hopefully soon here in Caraga region para po makater po yung mga breast milk needs ng ating mga babies, newborn babies, and others. Then we have here the integrated management of acute malnutrition. Ito po yung pagkakaroon ng inpatient and outpatient therapeutic care sa LGUs or the local level para po matulungan po ang ating mga wasted children na mag-improve ang kanilang nutritional status. So yan po ang example po ng ating pasyente sa ating EMAM program. So wasted, sobrang malnourished ng bata, and then yan po, nag-improve kanyang health condition. Not just the health, but also the nutritional condition of the child. Then dietary supplementation for pregnant women and young children 6 to 23 months old. So meron po tayong mga dietary supplementation sa daycare centers and sa schools. And hopefully sa ating mga pregnant mommies. Then micronutrient supplementation provided with DOH, the vitamin A, iron, folic acid, and micronutrient powder. So, meron pong supply chain na ini-issue po for the different provinces ang DOH. Then, food fortification. So, hopefully, lahat po ng tindahan ay nagbebenta po ng iodized salt and mga food fortified products. Then, nutrition in emergencies. There will be province-wide training on nutrition in emergencies. Then, pre-positioning of food packs, the nutritional assessment, and ensuring that there will be no milk donation sa ating mga evacuation centers to prevent yung pong no milk code violation or the EO51. And then overweight and obesity management, yan po. So, i-manage po natin ang timbang po natin, panatilihin ng tamang timbang, at saka para din po makontrol ang mga non-communicable diseases. Then we also have the nutrition-sensitive programs. Ito naman po yung sumasagot po sa mga different causes on societal level o yung po intermediate causes. So, meron po tayong mga programa that will help us improve yung po economic access ng families, or there will be increase in income. Then, meron din po tayong mga nutrition-sensitive programs that will help us improve the physical access to food. Katulad po ng mga, yung pong farm-to-market road. So, yan po, improve physical access to food, o kaya po magkakaroon po ng own garden ang families. Then, nutrition-sensitive programs that will improve access to safe drinking water and sanitary toilet facilities. So, dapat po lahat po ng household ay meron pong kanya-kanyang CR or toilet facilities. Bawal po bawal po mag-CR kahit saan. Dapat po merong own na toilet facility ang bawat bahay. Then, also, nutrition-sensitive programs cater the teenage pregnancy. Dahil po, it was found out na isa sa mga causes of low birth weight ay yung mga nanay na mga teenager na yung hindi po nagsasabi na buntis po pala sila, that will lead to decreased food intake or other emotional and mental health problems, at saka yung pong care po sa kanilang self at sa kanilang baby, that will lead to malnutrition. Kaya meron din po tayong mga nutrition-sensitive programs that will help cater the prevention of teenage pregnancies. So hopefully po yung 15% of identified food insecure household in focus provinces or areas of the LGUs will reach by one or more nutrition-sensitive projects and programs. So isa din po sa mga nutrition-sensitive programs ay yung pong pagkakaroon ng sustained action for a kitchen garden or family food garden. So sana po lahat ng bahay, lahat ng eskwelahan at community ay merong kanya-kanyang garden that will be source of food. So meron po bang mga green leafy and yellow vegetables and fruits sa ating mga bahay, sa ating barangay, sa ating purok, o kaya po sa mga schools ng ating mga anak? Then aside from the vegetables, meron din po bang mga small animals like chicken na magiging source of protein sa ating food garden? Then aside from that, we have possibilities for nutrition-sensitive interventions in the first 1,000 days that will also give opportunity na magkaroon ng income ang families with nutritionally vulnerable. So magiging target po sila sa agriculture and fishery programs, employment for local infrastructure, and even seed capital for micro enterprises. So bibigyan po sila ng mga tulong para po mag-improve ang kanilang income sa bahay. At magkakaroon po sila ng improved access sa food, and of course, there will be improved in nutritional status of their children. Then, possibilities of yung pong for nutrition-sensitive interventions, including na po yung wash and sanitary ng ating environment. So, water, sanitation, and hygiene. So, to prevent different diseases. And of course, the reproductive health. So let's go to enabling programs. So ito naman po yung tutulong po sa capacity ng ating local government units. So we will mobilize the local government units to focus on nutritional outcomes, yung para mas ma-realize po nila the importance of good nutrition. Hopefully din po, there will be more LGUs that will focus on policy development for food and nutrition and adoption of nutrition-related ordinances. And also, there will be strengthening of management support to PPAN. So, paano po mas strengthen ang management support to PPAN? So, magkakaroon po ng nutrition office and staff sa bawat LGUs. Then, deploy BNS with adequate incentive and other forms of support such as weighing scales, height board, and continuing education. Then, of course, there will be formulation, coordination, and monitoring and evaluation of their local nutrition action plans. So, dyan po ang strengthening of management or strengthened management support. So, may nutrition office po ba ang inyong local government unit? Meron po bang staff? Meron bang nutrition action officer? Meron po bang mga district and nutrition program coordinators? Meron po bang BNS supervisors? Then, aside from that, yung mga BNS po ba natin, meron po bang mga incentives? Bawat barangay po ba may weighing scale, may height board? And meron po ba silang support na magkakaroon po ng continuing education ng bawat barangay nutrition scholar? And then, of course, meron po ba silang approved nutrition action plan that will address their malnutrition concerns and problems in their localities? Okay. So, we would like to leave you some quotation by Albert Einstein. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So, nag-expect ka na mag-improve ang nutritional status, pero meron po ba tayong ginagawa na para po mag-improve po ba ang ating nutrition So, let's assess. Let's assess our actions. Bakit po hindi po nag-change ang ating life? So, yung pong ating buhay. So, tingnan po natin kung meron po ba dapat tayong i-improve or dapat po i-modify sa ating lifestyle para magkaroon ng changes o yung pong magkaroon po na ma-achieve natin ang ating goals and objectives. And then, you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. So, yung pong ating past, mahirap na po talaga yung baguhin dahil nasa past na yun. Dumaan na yun. So, past is past. Leave it behind. Sa Pipan, panalo ang bayan. So, please contact us dyan po sa ating mga contact numbers. So, thank you very much for listening sa ating Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Bina. Ayan, napakarami po na na-discuss ni Ma'am Bina, no, regarding the program framework, no, for our actions towards nutrition, no, na ating tinatawag na PPAN or Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition 2017-2022. So ma'am, again, thank you so much. No? Daghan kay tagtiwalaan ni ma'am. So Ma'am Bina presented no, the different programs, no, yung sabi nating nutrition sensitive, nutrition specific, and the enabling programs that would help, no, para po ma-address ang ating nutrition program dito sa Pilipinas. And also, na-present din natin yung yung tinatawag nating malnutrition rate. Saan po nanggagaling? Ano po ang mga nagiging kadahilanan kung bakit ang ating malnutrition ay tila nagko-continue po para po nakikita natin yung parang naging effects ng one action to the other. Okay. Ito naman sa ulo ng amoy na ginagawa ni Deo. Ma'am Roda, comments na kahit naman sa ulo ng amoy na ginagawa ni Deo. Okay. Anyway, yun nga, naging ating discussion, no, ang relationship ng ating word for the day, which is framework. Okay. Framework sa ating Nutrition Month celebration. Pasensya po, may nagwawala dito sa office namin, no. Siguro po, effects po ito ng malnutrition. Anyway, again, thank you so much. So, are you ready? Okay, sabi ni Ma'am Roda, mali lang daw po siya ng send. Okay. Careful po, ma'am, no? Baka iba po ang masend ninyo. Okay. Now, are we ready to announce? Ayan, to announce our winners for this day. So, I will be joined, no, by our Perti Kaimitero. Okay. Ang vlogger ng NNC Caraga. To join us in the announcement of our winners. Yeah, see?
Parang DTI representative talaga.
Yeah. So, ayan. Okay. So, sir, any words of wisdom?
Hello. Sorry, nagulo po yung hair. Hello, good afternoon everyone. Magandang hapon at saka maayong hapon sa tanan na nag-watch. Tinatong viewers, sir.
Yes.
Hello sa 7 viewers, live viewers, and sa daghan kayo na nag-comment ganina. Siyempre, mag-explain ko gamay. Ako man yung lahang DTI representative kay naka-blue. Wala na nako gipa wala na nako gipa show actually ang giingon maghatag sa first
PLDT. Yan.
okay na. Hello. Sorry sa mga kuan kay hello PLDT Sona ra ba karon? Basin maapil mo sa ko ano? Mapastop. So, og sa DICT palihog ko sa mo ang internet connection. Anyway, na-amaze ko kay Morag after pila lang ka minutes nga pag-post ni Sir Rafael sa among first clue, naka-answer na dayon ano yung correct answer. So tingin ko nga no need na kay murag abtik na kay sila mag-research and abtik na pag kay mga uban. So wala na ako nagpa second clue and amo pa ganing gi ko nag-comment may og laing answers kay para tanaw na to kinsa gid ang abtik mga api. So daghan gid ang abtik ng api. Kaya sa nanay nag-post og laing answer, abtik po din mo ng uban. Anyway, hello sa inyo tanan.
Yan, so thank you Sir Raymond. Ingon si Ma'am Becca, laban lang sa PLDT yan, laban lang. Okay. So are we now ready? Okay, so I will announce the first 3 winners. Ayan, ready na ba? So swerte gid kayo ni moral ang isa dire. Pag 1,000 no siguro ni. Grabe naman yung kinaghan.
I-share na sa amo, pwede ra i-share sa NNC.
So, very good, no? Kay, this is the advantage na abanger ka. The advantage of abanger because ikaw ang first na said sa atong answers and sure na, waiting again. So, without further ado, our first 3 winners sa atong itawag ani online learning game which is ang atong guess the word Monday edition. Murag radyo Monday edition. Okay, so ang atong first winner. Ready na?
Ready na!
Ready na. For a while ay i-verify kadali. I-verify lang. To make sure. Okay, so my bad. Wala natin kaning isa lang. You know? But anyway, we hope na follow na sa atong mechanics. Because the last time, medyo na-confusion sa iyan pag-follow sa atong mechanics. Yan, okay. So, verified na. Yan. So, ang atong first winner for this afternoon or for this day, get the word. Wala ilain kundi si Chan-chanan. Elizabeth Pacol.
Woo!
Yan. Elizabeth Pacol. And verify na to. Si ma'am naka-like na din sa itong Facebook page. Because last time, nag-follow lang. Wala siya naka-like. So, ma'am, yes, ingon si Ma'am Abigail. Si Mama ni Bay. Yan. Si Mama ni Ba. Okay. Si Mama ni Ba. Congratulations. Elizabeth Pacol. Ikaw ang atong first winner for this third today. And ang atong second winner, si one of the abangers.
Family event naman din yung atong family event na ning atong contest.
Jean Kim.
Woohoo!
Yan. Jean Kim. Ano naman siya naman eh, pang bayan siya.
Basin pwede may taga-load rin, P40. P40 lang.
So, chicken, ikaw atong second.
Yay! Congrats! Woohoo!
And ang third winner, walay lain, C. Si karon na karon nga best in copy po daw siya. Si KB Bienda.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
Okay, so KD Bienda, nakadaog na po ka. So congratulations. So we have two winners from outside Caraga.
Yay!
And one winner from Caraga, from Butuan City. So congratulations first. Three
Woohoo!
winners nato karong adlaw nga mao sina si Ma'am Elizabeth Pacol, Jean Kim, and si KD. Congratulations sa inyo. Dulo. Sure na
Yay!
inyo.
Congrats!
And now,
Life-changing kayo.
we will be selecting our
Yay!
and we have 14 candidates
Wow! Di buta karon nga Monday.
sa atong okay.
Later.
Anagi na basta live show na agi manguhi. Okay, so we will be selecting random tools. Ayan. So we have 14
Asa mag-live? Mag-live sa inyo hang vlogger kadali.
14 qualified no sa ating random tool selection. So naana kang Sir Raymond ang atong nagwagang box. So Sir Raymond,
Yay! Happy Sona. Sona man day karon no. So magdali na ta kay basi makuanta sa abtan ta sa Sona. Ma'am Dara, pwede po kayong sumali. Last 4 days na lang po starting tomorrow. So ang first winner ay Tadeng! Sa may number. Oh!
may hugot.
Ang first number kay kanta ni siya. Sana blank ang puso ko. Tadang! Char. Dapat isa ng heart. Number 2.
Number 2 si Alani.
Woo! Hala! Congrats!
Alani ba kayo?
I-stop na nato tong ABS-CBN joke kay makakwanta. Mabasta ni Agot Isidro. Kasi ni mga Agot Isidro.
Sa, of course, atong i-check ang Facebook ni Alani para ma-sure na to no, na nag-follow gid sa mechanics si Alani. Yan.
Naka-share siya.
Yan. Uy, napot sila iba.
So, nag-share po siya og live. Nag-live po ka ha?
Napo do. Okay. So, nang-stop na gid mi sa mga no. Ayan. So, nag-share 2 hours ago.
Tadang! Okay. Congrats!
Caraga hashtag 2020 Nutrition Month. So, Ma'am Alani, congratulations. Ikaw ang atong first random winner for this day. Ayan. So, one more. Okay, one more.
Nana namin panghatag mo load.
One more.
Tadang!
Nana atong second number. Nana atong second number. Atong second
Ang
number
number kay... Nag-comment ba to siya? Sige. Ang number kay Paris.
Uy, pare.
Oh.
Ang 129, wala labot, sir.
Sorry, 129. Wala na.
Ay, 129, sorry.
Kay Nay Paris, ang number nga nabunot. Sana all Nay Paris. Ang number kay... Tere! Number 10! Uy! Congrats! Yes, sana 10. Yay! Congrats!
So, Sir Rogelio is our previous winner na. So, we are sure na Sir Rogelio. Atong i-check is si Sir Rogelio. Balikan yun na Rogelio. No? Rogelio de la Serna
Cruz.
de la Serna Cruz the second from Binangonan.
Oh, hello. Tagalog pala to.
Pala
Hello.
so, ayan.
Yan. Congrats.
Yeah. So, NNC Caraga and hashtag 2020 Nutrition Month. So, ayan, congratulations. Rogelio,
Yay.
the second, ikaw ang ating pangalawang random winner for
So,
today.
baka mag-random tayo ng best in copy. Mga end sa culmination.
Ayan, so, meron tayong pa-shout out. Okay? Pa-shout out kay Ma'am Mary Lumulho, no, ang ating BNS Federation.
Hi, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Long time no see.
Lumulho, sana po you are well.
Ingat po kayo dyan.
BNS na Barangay Nutrition Scholar Federation President in Caraga Region. Ayan, thank you so much for watching. Ayan. So again, congratulations kang Ma'am Alani. Giingnan siya nga pamugas na daw kaayo ng kang Ma'am Alani kay bisag na daw.
Ano pa siya, sir? Balag wala daw Paris, basta daog. Ano na, sorry sa love life. Then sorry pa sa sa load.
And also, congratulations kang Sir Rogelio de la Serna Cruz II. Ayan. So, congratulations also again to Ma'am Elizabeth Pactol, Jean Kim, and KD Bienda.
Hey,
Ayan.
congrats.
So, before we leave, sir, meron kang mga message?
Wala na akong, wala. May message ako. Well, promote na ako ang Sona later. Watch lang ta. And later,
Hey, we're back. Are you back? I hope you're back. Okay, so again, no, wala ko nakamute. Nag-freeze imong screen siguro. Okay, so medyo na problema si Sir Raymond. Anyway, sa in continuation no, sa giingon ni Sir no, so please let us watch no with the State of the Nation address of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte and be part no. Kailangan po nating makialam sa ating mga nangyayari sa ating bayan, especially now that we are now challenged no by economic and health no problems no. Kailangan po tayong makialam at tayo po ay sana ay maging supportive with the programs of the government. Ayan, Sir Raymond.
Hello. Yes, I'm back. Sorry sa kuan. Well, continue ni Sir Rap ang akong isulti. Anyway, tubos na niya. Later na tayo mag-react sa itong mga reaction papers. Mag-submit lang ta. Mag-exam ta later after sa SONA. Bitaw, atong ikuan kung unsay pa nga plans sa atong government no. Especially, basi ma-mention na po ang nutrition and health, especially under pandemic ta sa tibok kalibutan. And be safe lang ta always, guys. Always social distancing, labi na sa Caraga and sa Butuan. Shout out sa mga taga Butuan nga daghay local transmission. Ay mo pagahigolo. Always wear mask, social distancing, and pagpuyo sa balay kung wala mo kailangan lakpon. No? So, kato lang.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Raymond. Yan, so continuation again, no? Wow, okay, always practice. Wow, ayan, no? Wash hands, observe social distancing, and wear face mask. And sa giingon pa ni Sir, if wala mo in necessary nga adtuon sa gawas, no? If we have no business outside of our house, so please stay home po para po hindi po natin madagdagan ang problema ng ating mga frontliners. Yan, so with that, we thank for everyone that participated with our Guess the Word game for today. See you tomorrow for another 4 picks 1 word game. And hopefully po, tomorrow, lahat po ng ating mga load price ay ma-release na. So, with that, good afternoon, stay safe, and see you po tomorrow. Bye-bye!
The first 1,000 days of life is a critical stage of a child's growth and development. This stage begins from the time of conception up until the second year of a child. It offers a golden opportunity for parents to shape a healthier and more prosperous future for their child. The first 1,000 days of life consist of 3 separate stages. The first is pregnancy. This includes the first 270 days of the baby inside the womb to birth. During this stage, a mother's nutrition is a matter of utmost importance. Mothers should drink iron and folate to prevent anemia and birth defects. It is important for mothers to consume adequately iodized salt. Iodine deficiency may reduce the baby's IQ by as much as 10 to 15 points and may also lead to low birth weight and stillbirth. A balanced diet including rice, meat or fish, green leafy vegetables, yellow fruits, and milk or egg products can help ensure optimum health of the mother and her child. The second stage is called infancy. This stage includes from the time of the baby's birth up to the first 180 days or from 0 to 6 months. In the first hours after birth, the baby will be able to receive colostrum from the mother's breast milk. Colostrum is the baby's first vaccination and protection from life-threatening diseases. It can also increase the baby's IQ by 5 to 7 points. The final stage is the child's toddler years. This includes the next 550 days after infancy or the baby's first 7 months up to his second year. The baby can still continue to breastfeed during the toddler years. During this time, the baby is ready to take in semi-solid food. With proper care and nutrition, children can overcome and prevent life-threatening diseases, complete 4.6 more grades of school, and have healthier families during adulthood. Find out more in the first 1,000 days of life at 1000days.unicef.ph.
We are at a crossroads. The fight against non-communicable diseases is one of the greatest health challenges we face today, forcing us to make critical choices. Do we take the road to healthier future by protecting people from tobacco and other health-threatening products, improving detection and screening for conditions like cancer, heart disease, and other NCDs, providing health care for all, and ensuring people are well enough to work and support their families? Or do we continue down the same uneven path, where too many people needlessly suffer from NCDs, where 15 million men and women aged 30 to 70 die each year from a heart attack, stroke, cancer, diabetes, or asthma, most in poor, vulnerable countries, and where countries use valuable resources yet miss opportunities for sustainable development? We are here because we all agree we can stay on that path. We must take the same road together to beat avoidable NCDs. Next year, we will meet at the UN General Assembly high-level meeting on NCDs. This meeting will generate momentum towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goal target of reducing premature deaths from NCDs by 1/3 by 2030. But to make progress, political choices must be taken on a dramatically different scale. We must implement life-saving NCD best buys, increase financing for NCD action for critical needs, like affordable insulin for diabetics, increase taxes on tobacco and other harmful products, stand up to industry pressure, promote physical activity through media campaigns, and better design cities. The Montevideo Roadmap identifies the many challenges the world faces to meeting NCD's targets. It offers solutions to overcome these barriers and promote healthy futures for all. It urges greater coherence between health and other public policies, including trade, environment, and education. It places greater emphasis on the role of NGOs, the private sector, philanthropies, and academia. And it shows that action on NCDs is essential for sustainable development and capacity to make bold political choices for health in the face of commercial interests. to accelerate action to save lives and strengthen our societies, and beat NCDs once and for all.